Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we have Attack on Titan, Captain Levi Ackerman. So I've done a Levi one of him just facing the camera kind of thing. But this one is him sort of drawing his sword over to looking this way a little bit. So I'm on a wide page, landscape orientation, use a pencil, definitely. Not easy this one, because it's semi 3/4 pose. So we can see like the side of his face, but like a little bit of his other eye. Right, so take your time. Definitely pencil and rubber, and hit pause a lot when I move my hand. Okay. So his head is like over. So this is like the halfway point. His head is over here. Okay, and his sword and arm are over this side. So we're gonna focus on his head on this side first. Right. So we're gonna start with his nose. So we're about along the center line here, and we just go the bridge of his nose, right? So we're going to just bring this down like that. So it's slightly curving out. It's not straight down. And then this kind of comes to a point and then goes back into here. Okay, so it's like a letter L, kind of a bendy letter L, curved. So then this kind of comes up and around and into here, right? So it's like a sort of a Z. You give it a top sort of line there. So this comes up and over then for his eyebrow, just here, like that. So this in here is where the small eye is, right? So we'll do that first. So we have, right, so we'll do his bottom eyelid, just in this, at the top of his nose here, right? So we'll just go down and up there. So it's real small because it's turned away from us. And then we have his cheek, just here. And then his top eyelid, just above that, just here. So it's like eyelashes comes out here. Right, and we're kind of looking down, okay? And then his iris just in here, thin sort of circle, and if you want you can color it in dark, like that. So he's looking like down and off to this way. And then just the rest of his brow then, just here, going that way, okay? So that's an eye looking that way. And then the rest of his forehead is just going to travel up from here, like that, okay? So I hope that makes sense now, like that. So we have this line inside here for his nose, and the small eye is in here. The big eye is going to be over here somewhere. But we'll draw the rest of the shape for his face, right? So we'll go back down to his nose, and we have a nostril. So like, say in here, right? Somewhere in there. And then his top lip will curve down from there. And when you're looking at lips from the side, you got two bumps. So it goes, bumps in like that, top lip. Bottom lip comes out there. Okay, you might have like a line just in here for his bottom lip, and then a line for his mouth, just serious sort of curve and line down like that. And then his chin will come down from his lip, down like that. So then that's the angle of his face. See that we're going, that's like 90 degrees, we're probably like 45 degrees, just there. Now his chin will come around here. Real sort of pointy, sort of angular chin. And this is going to come up to his jaw, okay? So like all the way up to here. So it goes this direction and you're stopping maybe across from his nose. That's how high up you want to go. Okay? And you're a good distance out too. You're not like in here. And then his jaw comes up that side. And then we have his ear in here. So his earlobe just comes up this way. Comes out like so. And comes up to the pointy top and down. Just there. So the ear is like right in line with, say, the top of his forehead there. So that's how big his ear is. It's a lot bigger than you think. Okay. So it's like the earlobe lines up with, say, the bottom of his eye on that side. And then the top of the ear lines up with just the top of his brow there. And then we've like bones and ligaments and stuff inside there. So we go down like so. Back in, down. Lots of different ways of doing ear ligament lines. Don't sweat it too much if it's not exactly like mine. There might be some shadow inside here. So his sideburn, so it's a spike just coming down from his ear, just here, like so. And this will like travel up in here, like that. And he's got all hair coming down across that, but we'll do that, his fringe, his long hair, in a minute. We'll finish his main eye, so the big eye, right? So just say you want to have it in line like with this eyelid, right? So just across, but you're not like straight because he's looking down. So the angle, the eyes are like angled that way, right? So we're not like perfectly horizontal, we're a little bit down, right? So you're gonna try and get your top eyelid to go at that angle, like so. So it kind of curves that way. So at the minute it looks like his eye is closed, alright? So to make it open, we'll give it a bottom eyelid. So we'll go down and around underneath, like that. So he does have like thin, sort of serious looking eyes, right? And then he might have another line inside that corner just towards his tear duct. And then his iris will curve around here. And you could color it in black, you could give him a pupil if you wanted, or you could just like color the whole thing in dark. Like so. And you could maybe thicken up the top eyelid a little bit, but not too much. And then maybe another line there. And some lines like underneath his eyes here. Like so. So then he has another line just coming across the top of his eyelid here. And then another eyelid line on top, just up here. So it's like, comes up just underneath where his eyebrow would be. So it like bumps around kind of all the way to the back of his eye there. And then he's an eyebrow, so we go diagonal again. So it goes up like a tick, going up this way. Like so. And then just do another section that you could like put some color in, but eventually it will become just dark, like that. And he might have a frown line just at the front of his nose, just here. Come down and back in, into there. So, that's his face. Done. So I know that's real tricky, so just like pause it right there if you want to just make some changes or anything. And then we'll go on and we'll do his fringe. So we have loads of hair coming down over his eyes, right? And we have just like a line with some like hair spikes just here, right? Just at the front. And then the main piece of his fringe, so we'll go up, down like this, okay? And this will come down like so, right? And we'll have like a hair spike coming out across his forehead, down there. And then it'll kind of be pointy a bit and then come back in, like so. And then we keep doing more of those. All coming down across his face. So they're curving sort of down this way. So imagine like the wind maybe is blowing his fringe across like so, okay? And then one coming down this side of his eye, like down here. Really as far as his cheek, just there. And then it comes back up. Like that. So take your time with Levi's hair, because it is kind of his hair that kind of makes him stand out as an anime character as well. It's like his lazy eyes, kind of his like sort of small, you know, serious kind of dead looking eyes. It's the only way to describe him. And then like his hair really makes him stand out sort of as a character design, you know. These ones actually go behind his ear. Okay, so we've a bit of fringe coming down this side of his head as well. So we'll do that now. So we have another one spike coming out here. Okay. Like that. So kind of a relatively big one coming out there, and then there's some smaller ones in here. So like so. Back in. That's what I got so far. Goes in towards his head. And maybe like another small one just back here somewhere. There might be some hairlines and some texture lines on a couple of these if you wanted, you know. It's not super essential, but if you're looking for crazy, you know, if you're a stickler for detail, you could add some texture lines, of course. Like that. Right, so we got to go around for his head now, okay? So say from his chin to his eyebrow there, the end of his eyebrow, right? That distance from the eyebrow to the top of the head is the same, right? About the same. So the top of his head should be like here, okay? So from top of the head to the end of his eyebrow is about the same as the end of his eyebrow to his chin. So they're your sort of proportions that you want to keep, right? There to there. So this then is the back of his head. So it's going to come around. We're going past his ear now. So we're trying to keep a curve. So we're curving this way. Right, and then we will have like a hair spike or two sticking out just here. And like another one coming down just there. And then this will come in towards his neck then. And his neck will just go down like that. And then we can see some more hairlines, texture lines, just here. Like so. And just like the shaved portion of the back of his head, you know, like if you get your hair cut, like you have like a bit at the back, just like there. Kind of like his sideburn area. So then the front will come down and join this fringe, right? So it's gonna go, so we'll try and keep it curving. Like that. And we may have a extra sort of spike just here. Maybe another one. Kind of like that. And you could have like a single strand of hair coming off as well if you wanted. And maybe like a texture line coming up just the center of his head, you know. So, because he has a part in his hair, so just like something like this, just coming up and around. So what we got to do now is go for his body. So I guess the easy thing to do would be his cape, right? So just his cape is like wrapped around both his shoulders. And then we have his collar and things inside. But the cape is kind of the thing that's sticking out the most. So we'll do that. So he's got a button right here, right? Okay. Just say underneath the mouth, right? Down a bit. Leave a bit of a gap. And then the cape, right, comes around that button. Okay, and this is going to come up and around the back of his neck. So we're going to go diagonal, up like this. And we're going to go up and around and in towards the back of his neck, kind of in there. Okay. The bottom of the cape will then come down like so, right? So this cape is like tied here and wrapping around his shoulder. So you go as far as you can on your page. Mine stops about there. And then the shoulder parts, so we'll bring a line just out from his hair, just here. So it like comes out like so. Down like that. We'll bump out again. Like so. And then we'll bring this out some more. And then down and off my page there as well. So that's like where his shoulder is, right? So you have some fold lines and stuff for his clothes, just like coming out from around this button, right? So say here. It's gonna go like this way. Like so. I put another one coming here. You're just showing like the direction the fabric is being pulled. Like so. Do another one, maybe going this way. One here. And maybe one more. Like so. So that's like showing how the button is like pulling this way, where there's tension. So there's tension between the button and like his shoulder here. So that's why those lines are going back that way. Okay. So then in here he has his sort of neckerchief and his collar of his shirt of his uniform. So say on this side we'll do his collar coming down here. Okay, on this side of his face. And another sort of line coming down like this. There. And the inside of it curves into there. And then we have his two bumps like for his neckerchief that comes down underneath the cape. So a bump like here and here. And then his collar will go around the back of his neck. So say that comes out like here. Like so. And then comes down. And with another detail line in there. And the back of the collar. So it comes out right here, down. And maybe we'll do another line just here. Like so. And like a neck muscle line just here. It's coming down from the back of his ear. Like so. And you might have like a shadow or something underneath his chin there. But that's not 100% necessary. You don't need that really. I just like doing stuff like that. Okay, so his arm going this way, that means the rest of the cape is just here, okay? So, right, we'll just do it. We'll just go for the cape. So, like, cape comes out this side. Okay, so it's tied here, and it's going to curve up to his arm. Right, so the arm is somewhere, I'm going to say here. Right, so this is where we're going to join these together now, right? Just across from his head, like his fringe, we're going to join that together with a curved line. Make sure it's curved. To there. And his arm is going to go that way. And his sword goes straight down then. So we're just going to bring this back along here. Bump it every now and then. Like so. And in behind like his hair. So like goes right in towards, say, where his eye is. So you may have like just here. In behind his hair. You could draw it over the hair if you want and rub it out after, but just goes kind of into his eye here. And there's a fold line here, another sort of bumping line that'll go back into the button. So you've tension then between here and the button here, right? So you have some lines going that way and then back around this way. So you need to add some like fabric lines because it's going around his back as well. So you've a couple of lines of pull. Think of it being pulled and stretched. It's the main thing to remember with clothes. So you line going that way. Another one going that way. And one more. Up to there. Another line in here. Okay, so we'll just do his body here, and then we'll do the arm and the sword. So we can just see, say, like, yeah, the line for like his abdomen just here, coming down there. So that's like his shirt, right? And we have the bottom of his neckerchief or cravat or whatever you call it, just here. So it kind of bumps across, you know, kind of this flowing sort of fabric-y line. And then it has some lines going up under there, and it joins to this part up here. And then you have, say, the inside of his clothing, just here, like that. And the middle line for his shirt comes down like so. If you have more room, of course, if you just you could add more length if you wanted. And then we have a button here, and a fold line just there. Maybe one there if you wanted. And then side of his jacket going up that way. And like a pocket or something, I think, just here. Goes into there, and then his back goes down like so. There. And maybe like a fold line or two just here. And then the other side of his jacket is just hanging down like right here. Kind of loosely off his body, you know, because his arm is pulling it away from his body. So it's like hanging, and then it kind of curves in around him, in around his back, just there. And you might have like an extra sort of detail line here, or a seam just on the bottom. Just there. Maybe another line there as well. His arm, okay? So we're going to bring his arm now out of his cloak up towards his hand, okay? So his hand is like up here somewhere, okay? You could draw a circle there if you wanted in the corner, if you're using a pencil. You don't rub it out afterwards. You could sketch it lightly if you wanted. And we're going to bring the arm up towards it. So coming out from here. So we're going to go up like this. And he's wearing clothes on his arm, so we've got like a couple of bumps just there. So like a waving sort of line. And it'll go up and out towards his sleeve, right? So it's not a straight line. Right? So you'll get up to the top just about here, and it'll go around like so. And we'll curve a line down to here. Okay. This is where his wrist is, and his hand is going to come out. So you're thinking like, you got to think like a tube. And we'll bring it down in the other side. So we'll go down like so. And it kind of gets a little bit wider down here. See? Wider, skinnier. Wider for his forearm. And then we've got some folds, so some bumps just here. One. Say another one here. And then we go in underneath his cloak down here. Okay? And where his elbow is, we'll just add some fold lines on his clothing. So just coming out from the corner here, like this. So bring it up there. You know, just to show that his shirt is like folded and wrinkled here, for whereas his arm is always like bending, so you'll have some folds in here, like you do on your skin when you fold it. Okay. And maybe another just line just here. And then the rest of his cloak is going to come down. So it goes around his arm and comes back down in here. So it's going to go like that, sort of. And then fold line again. Like so. And maybe another one just there. Maybe a little one on the edge. Like so. So just up here, right? So we have, this is like the sleeve of his uniform, his jacket, and he has a shirt in underneath. So we're just gonna do another kind of layer inside there, right? So it's gonna like curve around like that, just in there. And then we'll give it like an edge just here. And maybe like another line going up around it like that. And it'll go in on that side as well. And then his hand, right, well, there's a seam, sorry, just here, coming around the edge of his jacket. And then his hand, right? So he's holding that sort of, it's like the sword, but it's like it's got a trigger on it, so we can see like two fingers disappearing into the gear. So yeah, no easy way to do this, just take your time. So we'll bring it out from the bottom here, like this first. Okay. And then this finger disappears, so it's just gonna go up into there. So it's like a box-like finger comes across here. Comes in like that. Right, so these two fingers are going into the mechanical gear, right? So the next finger will come out from there, go up, and go like in this way. So this is tricky now. So these two fingers are in a box, right? So we're just going to draw a box around it. So it like comes out from here, goes down, straight down along those fingers, kind of, and then back across and in underneath. So when you're drawing like mechanical gear like this, it's always really tricky, so take your time. Another line that comes down here, and maybe like a bolt or something just there. And there might be a bottom line just there. You could have a knuckle line or two. That sort of. And then the other two fingers are sitting on top of this box, and then it comes back down to the wrist. So, kind of comes out here. Back up. Down and up. Maybe a knuckle line, just say here. And the next finger, so we'll go top knuckle, up like so, goes across, bring it down, and into here, and some lines here. And then just to show some knuckles here, we're just going to go bumping a few times like this, just to show that he's got some knuckles on the top of his hand just here. Okay, so the rest of the handle of that sword, right? So we have a part that comes out just from this knuckle just here and here. Then it has a top to it, so it comes out around there. Then another one again, slightly smaller. And then a little sort of cap or something just here. Like that. And maybe some like lines coming down like so. Detail sort of lines. So then we're going to bump out here. And bring it back down like so. And this is going to come in. The sword comes down here, but there's a lot of more mechanical sort of gear on this side. So we'll do it. You don't have to do it. You could just go straight across and straight back up. You don't have to put all this in if you don't want to. This is just for anyone who's like really into the way this gear looks. So there's a box like here. This, and we'll bring it like up diagonal, down, and out to there. And then it has an edge just here, kind of like so. And then this line comes across to there. And then we got some more bumps along the bottom. And they have like bolts or something inside here. So now, along here, there's if you've ever ridden a bicycle or like a motorbike or anything, there is brake levers. They're little handles, right? And it's coming down and curves into here. So it starts, say, up here. So you just do a curved line here. And then this is going to curve down, right along the inside of this box here. And then curves back in like that. So it's like an S sort of shape. The outside of it then curves down again. Anyone who's like ridden a bicycle will know what this shape is. And then there's another detail line just in here. Like that. And just at the bottom it goes in underneath the protective hood. So like where the lever goes. So it like wraps around here. And it's got like a line across here. Like a line here. Here. Could be dark in there maybe. And then that protective hood so is like there, and this has an edge line just there, line there, circle, and the inside of his handle like there somewhere. And then this comes down, and then there's a cable that goes in here. So like maybe there's a few lines just there, like so. So that, don't beat yourself too much if you don't feel like drawing that. So, but give it a go. Pause it like so. From here, then his blade will go straight down, and I may have another sort of blade. 3 of them. One there. Another one. Sit here. Like so. Comes around the back of his sword to about there, and it goes into like another handle just down here, like up here, same sort of thing. And his other hand, I'll just draw it in because it's in the picture I'm drawing from. So just like here. You could totally finish here if you wanted. Like this way. Going down like so. Like that. And maybe we can see like sleeve of his jacket. Just going off this way. Like so. I'll just get rid of this line. Right, so this cable has like another side, so you could draw that cable any way you want. It could go any direction really. But I think that's it. I think that's everything. Probably a long video, I know, real complicated one, but I wanted to do a sort of cool Levi one for you. So hope it was helpful. I'll see you in the next video.